Are Disney adults cringe?
Happen to find out.
Yeah. Tap in, you already know what it is. You already know what it is. Tap in, come vibe for a minute. Two friends talking life, yeah, we really just living. From anime fights to the games we be winning. If it's nerdy or funny, yeah, you know we get in it. No script, no plan, just vibes in the mic. 1 minute we deep, next minute we hype. Debating who's strongest, who wins in a fight. Then switch to real life, like you good, you alright, ay. Whatever you into, we talking about it. So tap in, and let's get it. Tap in, you already know what it is.
Welcome to the Tapping Conversation Podcast. I'm Jobie.
And I'm Kobe.
And today is part 3 of the channels that raised us. I can't believe we've come so far in this series so far. And today's episode is all about the Disney Channel. How are you doing today, Kobe?
I am doing fantastic. How about yourself, Jobie?
Doing pretty well. I just moved into my new place. Things are looking up. Ready to start being able to do some live stream shows as well eventually. I think the audience will enjoy that.
I would think so also too, especially on TikTok where everybody is always going live on there. So I know our audience is going to enjoy seeing us and actually interact with us on TikTok.
Yeah, I can't wait for them to see some of the chaos or some of the stupidity that may occur with our crazy conversations. So that's going to be funny. That's going to be great.
It is.
And, like I said, today is all about the Disney Channel. One of the other channels that raised us. Now, I didn't watch much of the 90s Disney Channel. I do know they had shows like the Mickey Mouse Club with like Justin Timberlake and stuff. So I vaguely remember that, but my era was a little bit after that, I guess you could say.
I would say the 90s and the early to like mid 2000s, that's the Disney era that I grew up on. But the 90s, I grew up on them. The old animations like the Steamboat Willie with Mickey Mouse as like the first introduction of the character itself, tying into older Mickey Mouse and I think it was the Mickey House, the Treehouse Club or Tree Club. Um, just a lot of like older like 90s.
Yeah, when you mention like Steamboat Willie, because like I guess the public domain, or excuse me, the copyright ended, so it was in public domain. So they made a horror film based off Steamboat Willie. Yes, and it's like gory and
Really?
yeah, and some of that older animation, the black and white puffy cartoons. They just released a first-person shooter video game in that art style, black and white, and it looks amazing. I forgot the name of the video game, but it looks great.
So you're telling me we're just gonna have to go live one day and play this game? That's what I'm hearing.
We are. We're gonna. I'm gonna dress up like Mickey Mouse too. Screw copyright infringement.
It's me, Mickey Mouse. Then I'm gonna have to be either Goofy or Donald Duck, maybe.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, getting into kind of the stuff more we grew up with, like the 2000 to 2009 range, it is considered the golden age of Disney. And it's funny how all these channels, the section we grew up with is the golden age. Millennials are great.
I would say we're one of the best like things that ever could come out of to be like a millennium because we had so many different things in that time frame that just really hit you either in a good way or a bad way, but it's all a nostalgia feeling just to relive that again for like Disney where it just has so many different characters, so many different stories, just a lot of character development. Just I'm like I don't even know what to really say after that, but I just know Disney itself, it just hits me like in the best way. It's just like where we talked about Cartoon Network and like Nickelodeon and those part one and part two, but it just all the cartoons that we grew up with. Like it just hits home in like all of like the good way.
It does, and we can even go as far as to say it's kind of shaped who we are today, you know?
Hmm. I agree with that.
And, a lot of these shows, yeah, we learn life lessons at an early age by seeing these characters that we adored go through similar events, like The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. That's So Raven, especially.
Mhm.
You say even Stevens, Lizzie McGuire, hell, even Phil of the Future taught us valuable life lessons.
Ooh, I forgot about Phil from the Future. That was a good show
It
too.
was. It was probably one of my favorite shows behind Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Mm. See, you saying that, you probably don't remember, but the famous Jet Jackson show, that
Hmm.
was like another like good one too. It had like a lot of hardships, lessons, a lot of different diversity like lessons. Like it was just really good for like its time back in the 90s and the early 2000s.
I remember that show very vaguely. I've seen like a couple episodes here and there sporadically, but I don't know too much about it. I don't recall like any of the plot or the characters, to be honest.
I don't remember a lot of the plot, but it was the main character. He was like a think he was like a spy. Like he was a spy and he was just living out. It's kind of like it kind of puts you in the mind of like Kim Possible, like in a way. You have a teenager that tries to live a normal life, but also has another life also that a lot of people don't know too much about. So he was also was like a spy type of superhero, was trying to save the world and just take down people that were either trying to ruin whatever he was trying to do or in a way of trying to take over the world.
Interesting. I mean, that's one of those shows I definitely want to go back and at least watch a little bit of.
Hmm.
And we talk about these shows. Let's talk about some of the cartoons. I know you mentioned Kim Possible, which is one of the Disney Channel, cartoon goats. But there's a few shows that it would only come on at like 3 a.m. It was like Dave the Barbarian and like Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. Some of those like very niche cartoons.
Uh, Dave the Barbarian. Barbarian. Oh my gosh. I remember as a kid and just I wanted that talking sword so bad.
Yes.
Like she was so sassy and just everything. I wanted her so bad as a kid. I was like, I want me a talking sword just like that.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those goated shows. There was also a show. It didn't last long. It was maybe like 3 seasons, but I remember watching every episode. It was called The Replacements. Do you remember that? Like they were. It was a little boy and girl. They were adopted, but they had this little hotline where they can replace their parents or replace whatever situation they were in. They were like redheaded children.
I vaguely remember that. I feel if I pulled it up, it might just pop up like straight in my brain, but
Hmm.
I vaguely remember that. Like I do remember that they, I guess, will call and just have whoever be replaced, and then now you
Hmm.
have like a new mom or like a dad or like something. Like I remember that like a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to like find like the theme song or like an episode on YouTube and send it to you. It's a really great show. So I don't remember where we were at in the conversation, but just for you listeners at home, I'm in the middle of a thunderstorm and my power just went out, so we're gonna have to finish this show a different way. Um, so I know we briefly mentioned some of the TV shows and some of the cartoons. I wanted to get into like some of the original Disney Channel movies. What are some that stick out to you?
So for movies, so for cartoon, the movies for me that stuck out, my main one, so I would say my number one Disney movie growing up, still to this day, is Lion King.
Mm.
I grew up on it. I love Lion King. I love the story behind it. I love how everything in a way just made sense that how the story was going, where Mufasa is telling, Simba about this is our land. Everything that the light touches is ours. Everything of the shadows is not. So stay away from there. Do not even cross that shadow. If you do, that's it. But just how Simba was still, curious, being a kid, like wanted to explore, wanted to be like, hey, I also am about to be the future king, so I want to check this out. And just how everything in itself just went like of course, the saddest moment is when he loses his father, when he
Mm.
tries to save him, and then just Scar doing his Scar thing, just letting him go. Still to this day, I wish I was there. I would just push him off the cliff and be like, "No, how about you go away at this point?"
Well, then you take
But
away the plot.
everything leading up to
I'm just saying. Then you
yeah,
take away the
yes,
plot.
because Simba has to grieve and deal with all that to be the king that he needs to be for
Mhm.
like his land. But at that moment as a kid, I would just be like, nope, not today.
Now, the wildest part to me is like, you just lost your dad. Now you're singing, "I just can't wait to be king." Like, come on, man, grieve a little.
But I'm about to make it roar. Probably some more to add to that. They're a little bit more on the cartoon and somewhat live action, but
Hmm.
to go with Lion King, I did love the Little Mermaid. I did love Cinderella growing up also.
Hmm.
Toy Story for sure. Also big
Oh
on
yeah.
Toy Story. Um, Toy Story from one through three was just perfect for me. I haven't really seen four or five.
Hmm.
Maybe one day I'll sit down and watch them, but I felt like they should have stopped like after four, like in a way, because I don't even know what they're doing in five, and I'm like, why are y'all even making five right now?
I don't know much about it, but apparently, like a tablet, like an iPad, is like the big bad guy technology, and yeah, it's
Hmm.
it's crazy. I think I think they should have stopped with Andy's story. His story summed up perfectly, and if they wanted to continue, maybe it should have been Andy's kids when Andy wasn't an adult. You know?
Yes, I agree, because when he had kids, he can tell stories about the toys that he had and grew up with,
Hmm.
and then somehow his child comes across the toys or something, and then still has it all tied together where not only that you're playing with his kid, but you still get to see Andy and you still get to see how he grew and his life and how everything for him like developed in a way. Like I felt like after the third one when he let them go
Hmm.
and when he was going to college, I boohoo cried so hard after that movie. But
Same.
yeah, like I agree with your statement. Like I wish they somehow tied it with his kid and have it all just go all together. It's like, okay, well, we was Andy's toys. He let us go, and we somehow came across his kid, and now we have her, but we also not only have her, we can still see how Andy and his life develop and like everything, and just have it all form like one giant circle.
Yeah, and it also just makes sense from a marketing standpoint. Like, we were kids when the original Toy Story came out, and why not, have people our age have their kids go see Andy's kids? It just kind of it's like a full circle
Hmm.
moment, I guess you could say.
Yeah, because like it would have fit so perfectly, and they would have made more money off of that as well, besides just
Hmm.
adding a new plot, a new storyline with somebody that we never even heard of, don't even know who they are, and now it ties into Toy Story, like in a way where you don't have the other characters, you don't have no more main characters, but this person is now the main plot.
Hmm.
Because the iPad, I would have to see that for myself because I would never imagine the iPad would be like the biggest plot, I guess, or
Hmm.
like the threat in that era for like Toy Story. So I wouldn't mind, I guess, watching that to see how it like all like folds out.
Oh, for sure. I would push little kids out the way to go see it because that was my
Oh
generation's
yes.
show. Kids can wait till we're done watching it, till the millennials are done.
literally, I'm like, sorry, kid, but I just bought all these tickets to go watch Toy Story.
And
So, what is some of your what's some of your favorite, I guess, cartoon like Disney movies like growing up?
cartoon, of course, a lot of them are Pixar, like Cars. I love Cars. That was one of my favorite movies.
Mhm. That's
Um,
a good one.
I love The Lion King, of course. I wasn't really a movie person, to be honest, but those two I would say for animated. For like non-animated, um, Twitches or Halloween Town. Loved Halloween Town series. Um, and we'll probably
That's a
talk
good
about
one.
them again around Halloween when we do like a Halloween themed episode. Twitches with like Tia and Tamara Mori.
Go Twitches, go Twitches, go Twitches.
That it had Brenda's song in it. It was Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior. How she unlocked like the corrupt.
Yes,
Yes,
that was a good one. I was like, even though I knew it was a lot of wires, but growing up, I was like, I want to do that. I want to be
same.
able to jump super high in the air and then do this like crazy kick on the enemy and then just do a backflip down to a freaking split or like,
I'd put like a mattress in the floor and like jump off the dresser.
see, now we can't be doing that because now we're getting older. We're going to be end up hurting something.
Oh yeah, I get out of bed wrong. I tweak my knee.
Ugh,
But
I'll stretch
those
one good time and my back just spazzes out.
yeah. Um, of course, I grew up with the High School Musical series, um, which I guess that made me a fan of musicals because now I've seen like hella musicals like Hamilton, Cats, Rent. I love musicals. I'm a big music person.
You know what's funny to add to that? I was not the biggest fan of High School Musical as a
Hmm.
kid. I do love musicals, which is kind of ironic in a way, but I was not really big into High School Musical. So I feel like maybe one day I'll just sit down and just watch all the movies and just let me just emerge into the High School Musical.
Yeah, and when you do, just take it with a grain of salt because it is that 2000s cringe Disney. So I mean, look at it through that lens, and I think you'll be fine.
I would definitely do that.
But I wanted to talk about some of the Disney Channel stars. Some of the big stars that came from Disney Channel, like, of course, we mentioned Justin Timberlake, who was part of the Mickey Mouse Club. So was Britney Spears. And did you know Christina Aguilera was also a Disney Channel star? Christina Aguilera,
Since
yes.
when?
In the 90s. She got started, she made appearances on Mickey Mouse Club, or the Treehouse Club. She made sporadic appearances through that.
Hmm. I actually did not know that. Okay, Christina.
And then you have some ones from our generation, like Miley Cyrus, Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato, even, and the Jonas Brothers too. I mean, some of the biggest stars and musicians today came from Disney.
Hmm. Yeah, Disney birthed a lot of stars on that, like on their platform. Between the music or them acting,
Hmm.
they birthed so many people. And I get it, they have a very strict way of trying to maintain their artists and the people that is on there. But for the ones that never acted crazy or just went left or anything, I respect them.
Oh, for sure.
Like was like the ones that we seen that kind of, went off the rail, like Miley Cyrus and Demi Lamore, but they still are back on track, still trying to live their life, but not be under a microscope how Disney would have their people. Because
Mm-hmm.
they were so strict on like so many different things. And like, I get it. Like, you're a kid, they don't want you to be exposed to too many things that can hinder you or make you like, okay, I'm under the influence. I shouldn't be, doing this type of thing. But I love how Disney really did birth so many different stars. Because, like you said, you had the Jonas Brothers, you had Zach and Cody, Raven Simone on there, Lizzie McGuire, just
Mm-hmm.
so many famous people that came from that platform and just now are just living great lives.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely opened up a lot of doors for a lot of people. We talked a little bit about this before we started recording, and that's our Disney adults cringe. We and I'm not talking about all Disney adults. It's okay to have your hyperfixations or your fandoms or stuff you just enjoy. However, there is a thin line between having those fandoms and hyperfixations versus having like a very unhealthy obsession, almost very cringeworthy. And there are a lot of Disney adults that are very cringeworthy.
I agree, because they do the most cringiest things, not trying to be like the character from another show off of like Nickelodeon, like Amanda please, Amanda Bonds, like Amanda please, but kind of gives you that perspective of how that fan can really fan out for whoever they like and just
Mm-hmm.
do the most cringiest things that anybody could ever do. Or like, I guess I would say, for like an example, say if your favorite your favorite person was like Miley Cyrus from like Hannah Montana, and say you was like the number one diehard fan, you stood out in line to go to all her shows or the live audience shows and all of that, and say she, gave you like an autograph or whatever, and she, I would say, probably spit out her gum on something and tries to like throw it away. That cringe fan would go and like dig in the trash can to find that piece of gum and be like, "This was her gum. This was hers. I have it," and just have it hung like it's like a shrine or like something like on that type of level of just being cringe.
Yeah, and of course, it's not just, you know, Disney adults. I mean, there's cringe in every fandom, every hobby. It's just our episode's about Disney, and so that's what we're focusing on today. There's there's adults out there, dude, who go to the Disney parks every day. They their whole life revolves around Disney, and I mean, I'm not saying you're a bland person if your personality revolves around one thing, but I am kind of saying it, I guess.
I'm a little jealous because I still want to go to Disney World, but the money to go there and the lines
Mm-hmm.
is just outrageous. I'm not about to be standing somewhere for 2 or 3 hours to go on one of the rides and then talk about, oh, you have like a 2 or 3 hour wait. No, I'll just go somewhere else. And then this line has like 3 or 4 or 5 hour wait, or just trying to explore and actually live in that moment at Disneyland. It's just overpopulated with everybody trying to do like the same thing. And it's just, at that point, I'll be like, most of y'all need to go home. Y'all can just enjoy Disney at home. Y'all probably been here 20 plus times. I don't even know how much money y'all even make to even
Mm-hmm.
come to Disneyland every single day during the week. Like, y'all have to make top dollar to enjoy yourself and enjoy the food, because I know the food is expensive there.
Oh yeah.
I probably would say this: if you could go back in time and revisit any show for like the first time in the early like 2000s,
Mm-hmm.
which one would you watch? Like, it's like the first time of you watching that show. Like, which one would you watch first?
Does it have to be a show or can it be a movie?
It can be a movie as well.
A goofy movie. 100%. I would go with Max and Goofy
Which
to
one?
a Goofy movie. I would go with Max and
Okay.
Goofy to watch Powerline, like the Powerline concert, and I just resonated with that movie a lot as a kid. But if it had to be a show, if I had to watch something for the first time over and over again, it would be The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, just because of how much that show meant to me as a kid. What about you?
Let me see. So there is probably two shows in the movie. So I would say one of them will be That's So Raven. I just love how Raven herself was just this caricature of just full energy and just beauty and smarts and the sass, and she was very big into fashion, which I used to be big into fashion. So like that was one stepping stone of watching somebody live their life through fashion and just having different styles through clothes and all of that. That in some way inspired me to go to that fashion route when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Another one I would say for like a TV show, it's going to be a cartoon one. Um, this one ties either between Kim Possible or like Proud Family. Kim Possible, I just love how just, a typical teenager living her life, but also is a superhero. I've always thought that was cool growing up. It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you living like a double life. You have one life where you're just a normal teen and another life where nobody doesn't know that you also a superhero and you're trying to save the world. But then Proud Family, I just love how Penny Proud's family was just full of energy, full of life, but also was just so goofy and at
Mm-hmm.
some moments a little bit rambunctious. And I love that because in a way, it kind of reminded me of my childhood, like a little bit of just how the family dynamic was and all of that growing up. And it was good to see like a little piece of that in its
Yeah.
own entirety. Um, a movie. This one's kind of hard because I don't know how many Disney movies growing up, but if I had to pick one that was like a live action one,
Mm-hmm.
mm, I probably will maybe say like Smart House. I thought it was cool
Yes.
to have I thought it was cool to have a family that won a sweepstakes to have this house that was like basically AI and just everything would be just so perfect. Like watching that, I was like, yeah, I want to, talk to the fridge or whatever and have it pour any drink that I want at that moment, or
Mm-hmm.
have it change my bedroom settings, or having the actual AI robot herself just come out and look like a human being before, it went all left where she went kind of crazy and
Mm-hmm.
wanted the family and all of that. I just love how in that way was just perfect. I just love how the house was perfect. The family itself, in a way, was perfect until, the downhill slope from it. But for its whole entirety, I just loved it. Like it made you feel like y'all was like the perfect family.
Yeah, and speaking of Smart House, and it's crazy just how far from that movie we are now and how far we've come technology wise. Like, we were shopping for furniture and appliances the other day for the new place, and I was showing my dad at Lowe's. You know how they got like the smart Samsung refrigerators with the apps on it. You can like order food
Oh, yeah.
from your refrigerator, and I'm like showing him all this cool stuff, and he's just like baffled by it, by how far the technology's come.
And I can only imagine after that because you saying that you can just order whatever you want on the fridge
Mm-hmm.
now, it probably will get to a point where you don't even have to order it. It's just if you just hit a button, it's just going to magically be popping out of your fridge or in your fridge when you open it up. And you're like, oh, so I wanted lasagna. Okay. Now you have like a whole baked lasagna
Mm-hmm.
just chilling like in your fridge and you can just like take it out.
Kind of like on Phil of the Future with those microwave meals. They put that little capsule in the microwave or that machine, and it made the whole meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I feel like at some point we're going to get to there. Like the technology is getting better and better, and it's improving
Hmm.
way too fast for us to even comprehend. But I know at some point, maybe either before we passed or on the or on the verge of passing,
Hmm.
I'm sure we're gonna have all of that like at like some fine point.
Yeah. Well, that's all the time we have for today for this main part of the segment. We're gonna get with Kobe with the trivia.
All right, guys. So this is my segment for the trivia. This is called "Do You Know Your Disney?" Are you ready for this, Joe?
I am ready.
Okay, let me see. Where should I start? So it's actually kind of funny. We were just talking about Smart House, and one of my questions that I do have for it is when did Smart House air?
Hmm. I know it was the. I just don't. I want to say around. I'm thinking around 2004 to 2006. I'm just gonna say 2006. Give you a specific year.
So actually, that is incorrect.
Hmm.
It actually aired June 26, 1999.
Really? I did not realize it came out in the 90s. Wow.
Like right at the cuff, about to be like in the early like 2000s. Like so, you was in the right general area, but it
Hmm.
came a little bit still in the 90s, but like right there.
Hmm.
Let's go. Let me see. For another one, this will be question two.
Hmm.
So there was a show. So what show was the first Disney Channel slash show to cross 100 episodes and spawn the network to have a spin-off for it?
Is this a live action or a cartoon?
This one is a live action.
All right. A show that had over 100 episodes and had a spin-off. Was it a spin-off that was very near or a spin-off that was 20 years later? Like, you know how That's So Raven had Raven's Home now? That one comes to.
Um,
I figured it out. It clicked in my brain.
I would say it probably. Oh, okay,
I'm gonna
okay.
say That's So Raven. The spinoff was Corey in the House, if you remember that. And I'm gonna say That's So Raven and Corey in the House.
Hey, you got that one, buddy.
Let's
You got that
go.
one.
I had to
Good
dig
job.
deep because I loved Corey in the House. His whole dynamic with like his friends and the president, and hell yeah, one for
Right,
two.
I thought that was a really that was nice. That was
See,
nice.
I was just trying to think of
Let's
shows that had a
see.
spinoff.
Yeah, I was trying to. I'm trying to give too much away, but I was like, okay, this one was like it crossed that 100 episode because normally with Disney, usually the series or depending on what series is out, they don't go over like 65 episodes or like 61 episodes. So having
Right.
to see that go over 100 episodes, it was like that was like a milestone.
Oh, for sure.
But for the next question, this one is going to be who was the first to voice Mickey Mouse?
The Ghost of Michael Jackson? No. I don't know. I have no clue.
Okay, so it is actually the person that came with Disney. It was Walt Disney himself
Really?
until Wayne. hmm He actually voiced Mickey Mouse for like a little bit until Wayne Alwine and Bert Iwin afterwards started voicing Mickey Mouse, but he was the first one.
I did not know that. I thought Walt was just like a cartoonist and he kind of paid for production. I didn't know he did voice acting as well. That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, that man was making money. He was owning business, like owning the business, and he's like, you know what? Let me put my voice on this like a little bit.
Hmm.
So for the next one, are you familiar with Lilo and Stitch?
I am. I actually do a very good Stitch impression.
Ooh, I have to hear that.
Been working on that for years.
Yes. Okay, so you're gonna have to do that more often. Like when you come back up to Tennessee, you're gonna have to do that more often now.
I am. I'm just gonna be walking around talking like Stitch. That's gonna get the ladies for sure.
So for this question for Lilo and Stitch, how many cousins does Stitch have?
Oh man. Um, my mind instantly goes like to the TV show, how they did like a different capture each episode.
Mm-hmm.
I know Stitch was one of the last few. I'm gonna say 628, 629.
You said 28 or 629?
Oh, I gotta pick. Uh, 629. Let's go with that.
Mm-hmm. Damn it. Okay, you got that one right. It's 629 cousins.
Yes, 2 for 4. Dude, that was one of my favorite animated shows was Lilo and
Damn it.
Stitch, and I enjoyed the movies as well. I haven't seen the live action one they came out with last year. I want to see it, but I haven't got to yet.
No, I still have to watch the live action too. DJ talks about it. I think he talked about it like a few times, and we was supposed to watch it, but never got to it. But now that we still have Disney Plus, so we can just go ahead and like watch that at like some point.
Right. All right. Well, I'm 2 for 4. Not too bad so far.
Mm-mm. Let's see. So for this final one, so let me see. What film almost ruined Disney?
I remember reading something about that or watching something. It was talking about there was a film so bad that they almost went bankrupt. Um,
Hmm. Yep.
it was it animated? It was animated, right?
It was for
It
this
was.
one.
Okay. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I give up on this one.
So the movie was The Black Cauldron back in 1985. That movie basically almost bankrupt the company in its animation studio, where it was unexpectedly was supposed to make about 44 million off of it, but they only grossed 21 mil in the box office.
Oh wow, and it's crazy because now it's like one of the more successful nostalgic movies nowadays. It's
Yeah,
crazy how that works.
like you would like you wouldn't think that that movie would just almost bankrupt Disney itself in its animation company, the animation company side of it. But yeah, it was expected to make at least about 44 mil, but it only made
Mm-hmm.
21 at the box office.
Mm.
It's crazy.
Well, 2 for 5. I didn't do too bad. I got a couple right at least.
I was trying to make you be 0 to 5.
Bring it on. Next week is PBS Kids. And
And that's one of the best ones too.
it is. I'm excited for next week's episode, and I hope you guys are too. But that is all the time we have for the Tap In Conversation podcast today. Like I said, we will be talking about PBS Kids and wrapping up the Channels That Raised Us series. Why don't you tell them where they can find us, Kobe?
So you can actually find us on Facebook. You can find us on TikTok. We're also on the Podbean, Amazon Music, and on YouTube as well.
And we are one step closer to start doing some live content, whether it be through Discord if you want to join us on Discord or TikTok Lives. Come join, chat it up with us. So we are going to be rolling out some pretty cool content pretty soon. I just wanted to remind you guys to show love and kindness wherever you go.
And also, guys, I just want to, share that peace, love, and positivity for you guys.
All right, you guys have a great day. Bye now.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah. Tap in, you already know what it is.